Hello, I'm Edward Tarte, once a Catholic priest for 5 years in the 1960s, now an atheist, which simply means I find no credible evidence for the existence of any God. Today is January 21st, 2012. 5 days ago, I sent my video, Christian Hate Toward Jessica Alquist, to 11 local Christian pastors. I have received exactly one reply. It is from a Catholic priest, Father TJ. He is the assistant pastor of the local Catholic church. He is, I would guess, in his late 20s or early 30s, about the age I was as a priest. Here is a picture of him taken from a YouTube video that his church made. Father TJ emailed me, and I am pleased to have established email contact with him. He said, "Please stop sending me your videos and anti-God propaganda. If I want to watch them, I know where to find them." In my return email, I told him that I considered his use of the derogatory term propaganda to be inappropriate. I said that I could consider his Christian preaching as pro-God propaganda, but being a courteous person, I would not call it that. In his return email, he apologized. Then he said, "I feel sorry for you because you carry around so much anger toward God." I replied in part, "I cannot be angry toward a being that I am convinced does not exist." He replied, "I'm sorry for equating your tirade as hatred toward God." I replied, "I do not give tirades. It is not my style. Throughout the internet atheist community, I am considered to be a courteous, soft-spoken, but to the point atheist." So that is one thread of my dialogue with TJ thus far. For the rest of this video, here is one more thread. He said this: "Even though it looks like we won't get to share in ministry in this life, I am hopeful that you and I will get to share in the ministry of priesthood in the everlasting kingdom of heaven. God won't give up on you, and neither will I." And he switched from addressing me as Mr. Tarte to addressing me as Father Tarte. I responded, "Father TJ, you hopefully anticipate that you and I may be priest colleagues in heaven. There are some huge problems with that idea. First, I find no credible evidence for the existence of any afterlife. Another problem is that I am an apostate. In earlier centuries, your church would have burned me at the stake. I was taught in the seminary that if I ever left the church, I would know better, and it would therefore be a violation of my conscience, a mortal sin, resulting in my going to hell if I would die unrepentant. I discussed this in my Apostate Burned at the Stake video. Another more serious problem is the very nature of your biblical God. The biblical passages chosen by the Catholic Church for its liturgy, the passages that you read to the faithful at Mass, portray your God as being loving. But hundreds of biblical passages never mentioned by your church show your God to be an evil, immoral monster. Your God endorses and or practices slavery, child abuse, sexism, rape, incest, mass murder, mass torture, mass infanticide, cannibalism, the killing of animals and of humans as acts of worship, not just opposing homosexuals, but killing them, and many more evils. I document all of this, citing the relevant biblical passages in my videos, which you have told me you do not want me to send you. So I could not possibly be happy in a heaven presided over by your biblical God. He is my moral inferior, and he is also your moral inferior. My reasonable understanding is that you could not be happy either in a heaven presided over by a God like that. I discuss all this in my morally inferior video and my dilemma video. In addition, I could not be happy in a heaven presided over by a God who had created such a place as hell. I discussed that in my hell video. So, will you and I ever see each other after death and enjoy the experience of being co-priests? There is no possibility whatsoever of that. So there you have two threads from my dialogue with Father TJ. In forthcoming videos, I will present other threads, including a recorded sermon of his that he sent me, for which he has invited my feedback. Meanwhile, would any of you viewers like to leave Father TJ a polite message in the comments section of this video? I think he would be willing to watch this video. To all of you, thank you for watching.